All right, so we're live, which is awesome. Let's grab that link. All right, there we go. We are officially live. Apologies, guys, to y'all for starting a little bit later than planned, but you know what? Sometimes it takes a little longer for the picker wheel to get updated and to have some other things up and running. Oh, plus it is Super Bowl Sunday, so things are just wild everywhere. Outside, it's a little bit, loud. People are having some parties and whatnot. It's starting to get, a little rowdy. People starting to cook up a little bit, some barbecue, some pregame tailgating, right? So on and so forth. Um, so we've got a lot going on. We got Rigel. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think Rigel, right? The new um, Titan, the new light tank Titan, right? So we still have this two Super Titans to come. So we still have to take a look at all of that. So looks like Hero Wars dropped a nice little gift for us, the 3 portal charges and Rigel dolls. I'm just collecting that now, and we'll definitely collect also our daily boxes and Titan artifact spheres, of course. So we've got that going for us. And we need to talk a little bit about the upcoming romantic dominion aspect of things. We got 3 new romantic skins coming to game, which we touched on before, but we'll get into as well. Anthony Smith, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Hello to you. Gary H, nice to have you here as well. Gujo Ola, always with the great emojis. Prax, hello. Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. I did make it. Yeah, it was I was concerned. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all these names in on the picker wheel in time before the stream. But luckily we did, and I was able to get a quick bite to eat as well. We got some fried chicken, so it was good. It was good. It's been a minute since I've had that. Not necessarily the best for you, but very it tastes very good. And it's fitting, right? It's a wing kind of day, I guess, essentially, because it is the Super Bowl. For those of you guys who watch, so pretty big game. We'll see what happens there, but we can talk about that a little bit in a little bit as well. So yeah, first things first. Let me take a look at where we can use some energy here. We got Lars to red +2 during the week. And now we have all of these other remaining items to do for him. I'm starting with the Dragon Heart, just figuring that it's not the easiest item to cultivate, but it is a singular item as opposed to some of the other ones that I have to look at. And I was closest in terms of development. I had 100-ish or 75-ish, whereas some of these other ones were like 15, right, out of 200. That needs a bunch of items to be made. Same here. Lamort cards off the wazoo here. And then obviously, same thing here. You're going to need a lot of Lamort cards, a lot of Hand of Glories, just multiple things that we need for Lars to get him closer to finished up before we can move on to his sister, Krista, right? So, yeah, there we go. Rodney Parker, quick check-in. Leaving for a party soon. Must be for the Super Bowl. We love that. Thanks for checking in, Rodney. Always appreciate it. Hope it is a solid party. Yeah, no, it should be a fun night tonight for a lot of y'all who are going out. Gary H says, hope I'm on both wheels for Facebook Saturday and Sunday. You know what, Gary? We'll double check once we get to that. So we'll definitely look for you. I'm pretty sure. I think I have you on both. If not, we'll make sure you are. Hey, Incognito, love to have you here. Gujo with the all the different kinds of foods you would want in addition to football, right? The pizza, the cheeseburgers, and the chicken. It looks like there, so you can't go wrong there. You can't go wrong. All right, so we got our spin going in there. We've got our Emerald Exchange. All right, let's take a look here at this event just for a quick moment. Also, a note that I want to make sure that everyone's aware of. I'll mention this again towards the end. So there will not be a live stream next week, but to make up for that, rewards will be the following week. So just like this week, where we have a double up on rewards. So we're gonna have, we're also gonna have Saturday winners. So it's gonna be a little bit crazy for the next couple days, next couple weeks in terms of rewards. But after we have that week off next week, we'll be back to our regular schedule. There'll probably be a lot more things coming out. video-wise and content-wise. It's just been very hectic up until this month of February. So after that, we'll probably get back into the swing of things. So that will be that. Hey, John Jensen, nice to have you here. Let's see, we got Gary H. How do you move back to your original server? I think you can do it once. So it depends, and there are a couple caveats that you got to be aware of. So my understanding is a couple things, and I will go through them with you here as soon as I finish up starting off these expeditions here. Want to make sure I get my items in addition to those chaos cores. If I can find them, where are my chaos cores? Do any of the items, do none of my tasks give me any chaos cores today? Oh, there we go, we got one. Really, really not helping us in collecting those. Anyway, all right, so we started there. Regarding the server switch, so you'd first start by clicking on your character icon. You would want to hit change server. And let's say you went to server. Now, of course, keep in mind you can't have an account on it. So, for example, I created an account on server 36 just for fun, and it's level 9, right? I can't jump to this server because you can't have more than one account on a server for one Facebook account or web account. So you would not be able to jump to, well, you can't go backwards anyway. So I'm on server 35. I would not be able to jump to any of these other ones, like 51, right? I do have a level 130 account there, but I can't jump to that one because it's on that server. So let's say I jump to server 2, right? You click, and then you'd select, and then what happened is they'd ask you for payment, and in addition to that, they would ask you to expend all of your artifact chest keys because those can't roll over for whatever reason. Now, once you're done, my understanding is as soon as you are done, right, and I haven't done this in a year, so I'm not 100% sure it's still accurate, but my understanding is once you do that, you can go change server again and come back, and let's say you still don't have, you need to make sure you don't have any accounts that you created on that server after the fact, right? So you need to make sure that your original server is clear, and then you can hop back to it, and then you pay the fee again, and then you make sure you expend all your artifact chest keys again, and you're able to go back. That is my understanding of how you go about it. But you cannot do that on mobile. You can't jump back. You can only do it on Facebook and web as far as I know. I'm pretty sure Facebook still has that rule. Web, I'm less certain at this time, but that was my understanding as of 4 months ago, for sure. But I haven't tested it in recent times. So, things can change very quickly in Hero Wars, as you guys know. But that is my understanding on how you can go about it. And you just got to make sure that you have things cleared. So Incognito, we won't know yet, and that's also why I'm still busy until February, later in the month, right? So it's going to be a little bit busy until we kind of have a clearer picture on that. How much is the fee? My understanding of the fee is that it's, let's see, we can actually take a look here. So you would want to transfer, right? You're not creating a new one, but I think it's $15.99. The first one's free, but then moving back, it costs money. So I think it's $15.99 or $19.99. So it's around $20. Was unless they've updated the charge on that, which is totally possible because everything seemingly is getting more expensive in game. Last I heard, it was $20, $19.99 to switch servers. Gary says less than $20. I've moved twice. Yeah, so my understanding was around $20, $15.99 I think, or $14.99 was the original price about a year ago. But given how Hero Wars has been trending everything to the more expensive end, I think it's $20 or $19.99 give or take. And I think that's also what Gary is saying here too. Keys don't come with you when you change servers. Scam me a bit. On mobile, I did it once, $9.99. Yeah, I don't think with mobile, though, you can hop back now. I think they've gotten rid of the ability for players to go back to their original server. because, and I think the reasoning was they didn't want players to just be sitting in gold or the higher leagues to just accumulate a bunch of really good items from Guild Wars and hop back. So that was why mobile decided not to do that. But Facebook and web, I believe you can still. So, all right, we're going to do our tower run here as we are talking. Let's see. Oh, right. Okay, so we're talking a little bit about the new Light Titan as well. What are the... Okay, well, we'll get back to the Light Titans in a sec. But we got a question here. What is the advantage to switching servers? Really, there's only two reasons to switch servers, in my opinion. But the advantage is, I guess, if you want to look at it this way, is you're going to be facing new competition, right? So players who are not necessarily players that you've been playing with for the entirety of your Hero Wars community within that single gameplay. So if you have, players you don't like playing with, you won't be seeing much of them anymore. You'll be having new competition. You'll be fighting new players who have different team compositions potentially. So it would give you a new look at different enemies. But then you also have to consider, okay, so that's an advantage, I guess I would say. Another advantage would be it becomes more difficult, right? And the reason it becomes more difficult is because you're facing players who've been playing longer than you. So in a sense, it makes it more challenging. So if you're a player who has spent a lot of money, sometimes you get bored, right? You're like, I've been dominating this level, so to speak, of Hero Wars, players at my level. I want more of a challenge. So players sometimes find it useful to hop servers to try to have more competition. That's not necessarily where I would go with that, but that's how some people think. So that would be another quote unquote benefit. Another one could be just prestige and status. People think, whether it's correct or not, that some of the lower servers have more of a we're better than everyone else because we've been playing the longest, and that's why we have the strongest team. So that's another thought process that goes on with switching servers. So those are kind of the pros, depending on how you look at them. And then I would say some of those can also be looked at as cons. So do with that information what you will. But in my realistic purposes, there's not really a good reason to switch servers because it makes it very difficult to to play unless you're spending a lot of money. Now, one benefit, I guess, depending on how you look at it, is you could go to a really strong server and you can just camp in your guild and you would be able to get gold trophies. You might get less of them, but you get gold trophies. Whereas, if you're in a strong guild, right, assuming that they allow you to just stay in there to farm items, right? Now, a lot of guilds aren't going to do that, but that is another perceived pro of being on another server where basically you can get items that you wouldn't have gotten on your server originally, but you have a buddy or friend who's allowing you to collect resources without really doing too much. So that would be a potential pro there. It's a little bit uncool to do that, but that is one aspect of it. All right, let's see. Prax says, I want to move to a higher server. My server is dying. I hear you, Prax. And I think Hero Wars is usually pretty keen on what's going on with different servers. And what they usually do is they merge servers. They don't really allow for the moving up servers, though, into a higher server. They just find that it doesn't really make a lot of sense for players who've been around longer to play against newer players. They just think it's unfair, and it will cause the newer players to quit, so they just don't do that. But I get it. I hear you. Gary H says, I can't remember my first guild server. Well, I think there's a couple ways you can go about that, Gary H. One is to try to go to server 54, try to transfer your account, and see if it lets you. I haven't personally done that. Another, I guess, aspect might be to message, use the Get Help app, and contact Hero Wars and see if they can help you out figuring out which server you were originally from, right, with that account ID and everything. That might be able, well, I don't know, if you switch servers, does your account ID change? I actually haven't checked this out that carefully recently, so I'm not sure. But I think another way, so one way would just be, go to server 54, select, and then you can see it says transfer my character to the server. If it's not available then that means you are on a server that, you're going too far. So try clicking on it and seeing what it says, because it'll tell you you can't transfer your account. It might say you can create an account, which is not what you want to do. But if you want to transfer your character, it'll tell you not available, and that's how you can kind of determine whether or not that was your original server. I think that might be the best way to go about it. Is it should tell you um, whether that is possible or not. Hopefully that helps. I started late on Facebook. It was hard since day one for me. There's vids on how, etc. Yeah, no, I definitely. I mean, I have old videos on it too. If you want to look into those, where I actually did spend the money to switch servers. Someone asked me to do it on their account to show for public viewing. Let me see if I can find that video. It's an older video. Um, let's see. Maybe I'd be best off just going switching servers, hero wars. So the basics, that's just me really talking about it, but I'm pretty sure I actually do it as well. Um, So this one, I'm trying to remember. One of these ones, I definitely do it. Like I actually pay for the server switch. I switch and then I switch back to the original server. So if you have time, check that out. I don't remember exactly where it is, but I know that one of them I definitely do it because someone actually had me use their account, had me use their card to switch accounts, switch back, and do the whole thing. So I definitely remember doing it. And I would say check that one out. That one, I think, is the most realistic version of how things go. The prices on it might have changed, but as far as I know, that is how Hero Wars still operates on the Facebook and web versions. Mobile, they've just done away with that. So they haven't done that. How do I feel about Rigel? Yeah, let's get into Rigel, actually. Let me hop over to the event real quick and let's take a look here. So White Hand is the name of the event. And obviously, I've claimed a lot of things from this event already. We've already summoned Rigel as well, which we will take a look at. I've done the power ups in terms of the Titan potions. We haven't done the Titan skins right. There's still 5 more levels, but I find it super difficult to do. And Outland obviously is a tough one as well. Noble Effect. This is just energy spending, which is tough. So, all right, with that, let's go to Rigel. So I have him summoned and unlocked. And I kind of like his design. I will go with that. I like his design a lot. I think he's kind of cool, right? He has some really cool look. Um, as for his actual abilities, I actually haven't looked at him too carefully. So let's take a look here. Starting off with kind of the lore. I always like looking at the lore. So elemental damage, right? Okay, so that's his skins. He has only one still, the default skin, just like the Brewster, which is interesting because most of the other tanks do have a secondary skin. Maybe that is forthcoming. Maybe it's coming later. But anyway, I haven't really looked too much at what he can do. But let's see. His skill here is a Vengeful Barrier. Casts a shield on himself, and the shield can absorb damage. If destroyed or recast, the shield explodes, dealing damage and stunning nearby enemies for 2.5 seconds, 2.6 seconds. You know what? It's an interesting skill. It reminds me a lot of Aurora in her ability to kind of deflect magic damage. Here's a little different, right? We have actual Titan damage. So I kind of want to see it play out. I haven't used the testing at all, so we'll do that real quick here. Um, let's see. So we're going to do Titan Challenge here, Auto Max. Let's take a look. I want to use... we'll use the Marksman and the Tank, and we will use it against the Light and Dark tank. So we'll use Mort or not Mort. We'll use Kiros and Brewster, and I just want to see how this plays. I want to see kind of his skills. He does look very cool. We did have a Skinstone event just before, but I will say still a lot of Skinstones once you get up to it, right? So these guys are cool. I mean, obviously, I like the way Brewster looks like a beast in terms of his punching ability. And I do like Amon. Amon looks to me like a tank that's a lot more defensive in nature, whereas you do have a very offensive looking tank on the Dark Titan side, right? And so I mean I think the Dark Titans tanks look well. I think the tank Brewster he just looks very offensive, and I like that. But skill wise, I just don't really see too much of a big difference right now in the gap in power. I mean let's put the Dark Titans on defense this time. Give the Light Titans a chance. He looks very protective. It doesn't look like he does a lot of damage. Maybe I'm wrong. But based on kind of his role, he's less of an attacker when you compare him to the Dark Titan, right? I mean, just in the way that he carries himself, so the wings make him look more protected. But well, we'll see. So I mean, to me, he looks like a very defensive tank, very good on defensively helping your team survive. But I just don't really see him as an offensive threat in the same way that I would see Brewster. I think Brewster would just be a better attacking option. Now, do with that information what you will, but obviously the attacking team typically has the advantage when you're looking at dark versus light titans, etc. So, yeah, I mean, I like his look. Speed Gaming, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. But again, I'm just not seeing anything crazy. I mean, I think he's a great Titan, but I don't really think he's anything special to this point. I haven't seen anything that makes him stand out. The stun skill is very interesting, but again, without a full dark or light lineup, kind of limited usage and being able to test out what that looks like. We can try using the Titans we have, the 3v3, but again, it doesn't really um, it doesn't test great. It's hard to kind of really gauge how strong or how weak these guys are. I mean, I think it's still a little too early without the Super Titans, which is crazy to say because I didn't think I'd be saying this this far into the new release of these Dark and Light Titans. But again, just not really seeing a whole lot that I can work with in terms of comparable abilities. Titans just are a little bit more limited right now with our known usage of them. But yeah, 3v3 matchup. The attacking team seems to win 98, 99% of the time. I haven't seen them lose yet, which is why I'm giving it 98, 99. But you never know. That's also why you got to give it a little wiggle room. Not 100%. Nothing's almost ever 100%. So yeah, let's see here. And the totems always go off, which is pretty interesting as well. But yeah, the barrier hasn't exploded yet, and he gets taken out before the barrier even explodes. So that's that's interesting. And the Dark Titans here are looking to have the advantage on the Light Titans who are attacking. So, Dark Titans are so far seeming a little stronger. Now, I don't know what that means for the Dark Super Titan. No idea. But let's put the Light Titans on defense and see if they hold out any better. But the Dark Titans one right there, straight up on defense. And I think Brewster, right? He's a little bit more scary. Ujo says he looks badass. I agree. I like it. Prax says, why is Jet so darn expensive? And he is really not worth it. I see more and more with Jew and Martha, speed and critical hit chance. I definitely like Jew a lot more, generally speaking. Jet for me is is one of those characters. He's a novelty character. It's not really super useful in most scenarios. You can use him with Kira, and I think with a couple other specialized strong attackers, but it doesn't usually make a whole lot of sense to use Jet in a variety of different team fighting circumstances. It just doesn't. So again, Dark Titan's just winning here. And I don't know if that says a lot about the Spirit Totem itself, right? Because the Spirit Totem here did do more damage. But it just seems to me that even with ERE doing a ton of healing, it's not enough. So Dark Titans seem to have the edge thus far. And that's interesting because we did just have the release of the Light Titans. But if we look at the different damage here, obviously Dark Spirit Totem just doing more damage. So right now, based on what I'm seeing, this Dark Spirit Totem is stronger than the Light Spirit Totem. Now, is that forever? No, because Hero Wars adjusts these things all the time. But that just, it's interesting to know. Interesting to note that thus far, it seems that Dark Titans have the edge. Now, do with that information what you will. That's what we're seeing thus far. Okay, with that, we also have to talk a little bit about these new skins coming because we have a new event right around the corner. Seems like, again, we do have these events all the time now, which is good and bad, depending on how you look at it. But we've got the Kira skin, focusing on her health. Could be good and or bad, depending on how you use Kira. Jorgen boosting magic attack. Great for Jorgen users. Sebastian users still kind of don't care. Then Amira with magic defense. Amira, a lot less of a used hero. Magic defense, very interesting choice here. I would have thought they would have gone more offensive, considering how, I would say, not strong she is overall. I mean, obviously, yeah, she has a good attack, but her overall usage is still low because I think she just doesn't. She doesn't survive long, and her damage isn't enough to overcome that. And I think, obviously, I guess they're going to look at the stats and say magic defense is where they want to go next. But armor would be, I think, a even higher priority at this time. But I guess Hero Wars has chooses to opt to go to magic defense first. So likely for her next skin will be armor or health, because it seems like they're really trying to gauge her up in that way. I just think that they were better off in the short term upping her attack and then later upgrading her defense. Not in charge of that. But anyway, here's kind of what we got in terms of what we're looking at. Kira looking much more vampirish, almost like a wedding bride vampire. Jorgen kind of looking like a pastor like he normally does. Amira also looking like she is about to be wedded, but obviously they mask a little bit on the frightening side for those of us who, who don't really necessarily want to be seeing that from, yeah, I don't know what that is. Is that like supposed to be a clip, but a scary clip? I'm not sure, but anyway, interesting look there for Amira. So, we got some new skins. I'm looking forward to both the Jorgen and Kira one, but I do think the Kira one's a double-edged sword, not only because, it does protect you from, her getting hit from more health damage, but that also slows your abilities in getting those ults off. But at the same time, Kira has such a strong attack. Do you really care? Her basic attack is very good. I don't know. That's why I say some people are going to like it, some people are not. All right. Jet needs a rework or ascension skills. Jet is the only healer who can't heal himself. Representatives of alphabetic community. Yeah, I guess that's something we should bring up at some point and see where Hero Wars is at in terms of maybe looking a little bit more closely at Ascension. They haven't responded yet to my request concerning the addition of Titan artifacts for the newer ones. So they haven't discussed it yet. They haven't addressed it. So I'm not really sure what the plan is there yet from Hero Wars. I'll let you know as soon as I know anything, but I haven't heard anything yet addressing, the Elemental Tournament shop and adding potentially the Dark and Light Titan artifacts, which I think would be very useful to the community. So we haven't heard much from that yet. I think the bottom line is we got to keep pressuring them into, kind of saying, hey, look, we need these Maybe they don't release them until all the Titans are released, so the Dark and Light Super Titans, which is fine. But we just want to know that that's where they're headed. I think that's kind of the biggest pause for us is we want to know that that's Hero Wars is interested in down the line adding in those different scenarios. So yeah. Hey Wally, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. We're kind of talking about a bunch of different things here. If you're just joining the stream, next week we will be off from having live streams, but we'll be back the following week. And here we talked a little bit about Rigel, right? The new Titan that we have as a tank, the light Titan tank. We also talked a little bit about the upcoming romantic skins, right? We got Kira, Amira, and Jorgen. So something to look forward to. Something to look forward to. All right. Let's see. Something. Maybe I'll summon a couple here. No chance we get an absolute chorus. We'll see if we even get one Soulstone of chorus. Oh, we did. We got 4 of them. That is better than anticipated. Usually I just get 1. Still a long ways to go on chorus, but that's okay. Slow and steady, I guess. Slow and steady is the approach. All right, so maybe we'll help out a little thing here. We were talking over on the lower servers, just so everyone to understand. I'm trying to capture 210 in the Grand Arena. The opposing teams are 2.13 mil in power. Yeah, I mean, some of these teams are tough. And especially when you have that much power working against you, it's an uphill battle. Titan Pets next. Yeah, I think Titan Pets would be very problematic. I think a lot of people would not be happy with that. Yo, I'm in a stream right now. So yeah, I think that's kind of what we're looking at right now. But yeah, Kira skin was faster than usual. I mean, yeah, the Kira skin definitely not one that we were anticipating at this time. But hey, you know what? Kira users are not mad about it. I don't think. What are you gonna do when you have a popular hero? And I guess they were looking for different heroes and they wanted to upgrade Kira. I mean, I have no problem with it. I think it would be cool if um, you know maybe we added some more skins to get more potential. But Kira's good. Kira's good. Kira needed a skin. She got a skin. So I mean, Kark's gotten a couple skins too recently where I'm like, does he need it? No, but as a Kark user, I love it. So I get it. I think Jew would be awesome to get another skin. I think a physical attack skin to further increase his prowess in battling those bosses would be surreal. Maybe a little bit unfair as well, but I think that'd be cool. But yeah, it is true that we're getting some of these skins for popular heroes a little bit quicker than we normally do. But so far, I can't really complain about it. Yeah, kind of what we're looking at. So okay, let's roll through the rest of our side on this adventure here. And after this adventure, what I'm going to end up doing is we are going to, once we do this, we're going to battle one time in Asgard, and we're going to wrap it up by having our winners chosen. And from there, I'm going to let everyone get ready for Super Bowl Sunday and, the big game and seeing how that all plays out. So we'll do that for sure. Wallyverse says, I thought she would get the Dark Depth skin first. I mean, I guess she's got another skin on deck, right? So maybe they'll wait another year before they release that Dark Depth skin, keep it in their back pocket. But, I mean, yeah, I'm a little surprised they haven't released that either. Kira OG, hero, long time. She had love coming, absolutely. And yes, thank you guys for hitting that like button. Much appreciated. Countdown says, could someone explain why Jorgen is humiliating dead body of Peppy and demonic skin? I mean, they must have gone in a little, magic offensive spat, right? And obviously, it seems like we know who won that one. So it wasn't Peppy. Peppy was stepping up to Jorgen, and Jorgen said, "I'll show you who's the sorcerer boss." Um, yeah. Antonio says I'm on server 17 and my power is 2.04. Ranking is top 200. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, let's take a look at that skin. That skin is pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't really heard too many people who don't like the skin. Um, not a lot of people actually wear that skin though, from what I've seen. But again, Jorgen's just not as used, given Sebastian's uh, predominance and him coming to the forefront of what we normally see. So let's take a look at the skin really quick before we go and fight the boss, Osh, and move on. Obviously, that winter skin's pretty cool. Demonic skin, yeah, you can see Peppy just lost the magician's um, battle, and Jorgen just you know I'm not sure. I hope that's not the blood of the aforementioned Peppy, but if it is, Jorgen's looking super scary over there. He's got a balloon and everything. He's got the whole killer clown look. You know, not someone you want to mess with. Not someone you want to mess with. So Sebastian better be careful. I mean, obviously he has the upper hand now, but you don't want to be looking like Peppy. Don't want to be looking like Peppy. All right. So with that, let's hop over to the Asgard and get our defeat. Or actually, you know what? I actually did my matchup against Osh, so we won't be doing that. I apologize. I forgot. I had already done my hit against him. I did it earlier in the week because I wanted to get a little more damage in. So we did end up already attacking. So in that case, we actually are going right into our winners here. Post after I want to just see if there's any upgrades I can make in Ascension. Briefly, I don't know if I'll make them, but I just want to see if those are available to us. So we'll take a quick look here, and after this, we will wrap up by having our winners. Right. So that's the game plan here. Well, I guess it's taking its time. We'll go to the picker wheel. We will have our winners chosen. Let's take a look here. Facebook, we got some winners, and we got some winners from web Saturdays and Sundays, right? So, all right, E-Rain, we'll see if you're on the list here. Just give me one quick second. And we'll make sure, I think Gary was the other one too that we wanted to make sure that he is on both lists for Saturday, right? So let's take a look here. So open file, Saturday Facebook. Let's see, is Gary H on here? Now keep in mind there's a fair number of names, so Gary H is there. E-Rain is on the wheels, E-Rain. Okay, so this is a Saturday Facebook, open file, Saturday web. E-Rain, you're on Saturday web. Sunday Facebook. I do not see Gary H. We'll add you in, Gary H. Save this one for Sunday's Facebook. And then Sunday's web. E-Rain. I don't know your username, so I can't say for certain. But if not, we'll make sure you're added on here. And we'll say that you are for sure on there now. All right, so there's that. Let's hop over and have our first one. We got 4 winners today. 1 for Saturday's Facebook, 1 for Sunday's Facebook, 1 for Saturday's web, and 1 for Sunday's web. So the first one we're going to be doing is going to, of course, be Saturday Facebook. Okay, you see yourself on Sunday, Gary. We'll remove your double name on there in a sec. But good luck to everybody. Let's see who our first Saturday winner is after we spin the wheel. Good luck to everybody. Our first winner is Asif Ali. Asif Ali, I will be messaging you shortly after the stream, or reach out to me. Either one works. Congratulations. Always appreciate it. And thank you guys for the support and hitting that like button. Always appreciate the support. So that is our Saturday Facebook winner there. And our Saturday web winner now should be chosen here shortly. Let's see who it is. Good luck to everybody. Our winner is Karsten Sorensen. Please feel free to reach out to me, Karsten. If not, I'll get back to you in a little bit of time. I'm just going to be a little bit busy this next upcoming week, which is why we're not going to be having a stream. But again, we'll be having a ton of winners the following week. That is the plan. All right, so with that, now we're on to Sunday, which is today. The Facebook wheel is a little bit lighter, but that's okay. We can take Gary H off. I guess Gary 909 might be you, question mark. As long as you see yourself on here, I guess that's the bottom line. So we'll take you off. Save that new list, and we will spin it up and see what happens here. So good luck to everybody. Let's see who our Sunday Facebook winner is, and it is Bubble07. Bubble07 is our lucky winner, and we got one more winner here for us. We got one on the web version of the game to wrap up this big day. We got 4 winners here on Super Bowl Sunday. Let's see who our final web winner is. It is Pan. Pan is our lucky winner. Congratulations to y'all. It is Asif Ali, Bubble07 for Facebook. And for web, we've got Karsten Sorensen and Pan. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here on this stream. Good luck to everybody who is cheering for their teams in the Super Bowl. We got the Chiefs and we've got the Eagles. Couple of powerhouse teams coming up in the upcoming Super Bowl game. Just a couple hours to go. So if you guys are watching that or prepping for that, enjoy, and hopefully, it's a great game. That's all I can ask for. I don't really have a preference. I think both the teams are amazing. Hope they can all do what they can perform. And with that being said, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me here on this stream. We're gonna be off next week, but we'll be back the following week. With that being said, look forward to seeing you guys very, very soon.